First of all, just wanted to welcome everybody here to our latest webinar for SiteMap. And of course, thank you for being valued customers. And I wanted to let you know that you'll see that little icon at the bottom of the screen. So that is all interesting if you didn't know about that, but that is a free gift card for $20 to Starbucks. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few slides, but just wanted to make you aware of that before you jump off. So appreciate everybody getting on here, and we'll go ahead and get started. So first of all, I just wanted to do some housekeeping things here, some items, how to interact to get the most out of this event. If you want to talk, you're able to talk. There's a green microphone button up in the top left, or is a little kick out button there of your menu. And then if you want to talk, you go ahead and click that. There is a hand gesture as well that you can put your hand up and I can call on you. And that you could pick which one, computer audio, phone call, or no audio. So those are all the different options to be able to talk. And if you could, please, if you want to push on the raise your hand, just to make sure that you all can hear me and that you understand the directions. Should see a bunch of hands going up here. Yep, there we go. There's some hands. Excellent, excellent. Awesome. So to chat, so there's going to be a live chat that I will be manning, as well as Matt. And so whenever we kind of break for some questions, if you have a thought that comes to you right away, you can also put it into the question or chat function box, which is there in those, again, that menu. You can kind of click on that little arrow and it shoots down a box. You can type in that little box there and have any kinds of questions you might want to have answered. And I'll even respond to them. If not, we'll get Matt to go ahead and answer the more technical questions. All right, so why we're here. We're here to eliminate fragmentation. So we always hear the story of a facility director, facility owner, understanding that there's a bunch of different files and maps that they have of campus or their facility, and it's really fragmented. So some of those are, in the computer, they're digitized, or some of them could be in a map room, usually in the basement, or some of those could be in a CAD drawing, and you work off a CAD drawing, or some might be in a guy's brain named Bob, and we always make fun of this guy, but everybody's got somebody that's been at their facility for 20, 30 years and has a lot of that tribal knowledge in their brain. So we're kind of trying to eliminate that through SiteMap. And so we have a layered, secured, and shareable platform that we're going to go ahead and show you today. So I am going to introduce Matt Mikolajczyk, and he is our technical sales leader within GPRS. Before I kick it over to him, just want to introduce myself if nobody really knows who I am. My name is Rhett Teller. I'm going to be emceeing this event today. I've been with GPRS for 12 years, almost 12 years coming up, and I've held many different roles. I started in the field as a project manager, kind of moved up through middle management, moved to New York City for 5 years. Not my most favorite place in the world, but I did live there for 5 years. And then now I moved back to the Annapolis suburbs, Baltimore, DC area, and I am in a national business development role that focuses on facilities, specifically higher education and theme parks, as well as airports. So if those all pertain to you, or any of them pertain to you, I am your person. And I'm going to kick it over to Matt, and he's going to go ahead and run you through our platform called SiteMap.
Great, thanks, Rhett. I appreciate it. Again, my name's Matt Mikolajczyk. I am the technical sales leader for SiteMap, and we really appreciate you joining the webinar today, taking a little bit of your time out of your day to learn about this tool that we built for you. It's not something that you have to pay additional money for, really, unless you want some subscription offerings that we can talk about. But really, we're giving this to all of our clients as a way to experience your data in a different way, to build a full site locate of all the underground utilities and above ground assets that you have, maybe over time, or something that we can do as one contract. So we have a lot of different options that we can do with SiteMap. So, but first of all, why am I the technical sales leader for SiteMap? So I'm actually a civil engineer licensed in Ohio and Michigan. I'm coming to you from Michigan, really close to our headquarters in Toledo, Ohio, that we just moved actually to Maumee, Ohio. I really got involved with GPRS because of the things that we're doing to prevent outages and keep people safe on sites. Became really apparent when I was doing my designs as an engineer. I did bridge design, also horizontal directional drill and site layouts. And utilities were always a problem. They're always something that was a feat for us to figure out, are the plans correct? Do we know everything that's going to be in the ground? Are we going to have to adjust our design during construction? Those all became paramount as part of that design. Design goes into construction, and it always is kind of a runaround to fix things during construction that can really slow things down and cause outages or even delays in the projects. But anyway, as part of our agenda, I'm going to have just a brief overview of GPRS. I know that a lot of you already do work with GPRS, but I wanted to give you an overview of everything that we do now, and then also why we're changing the way that we're presenting our data to our clients. And then finally, we'll get into a SiteMap demo. And also with that, Starbucks, it is going to be coming to you as long as you stay till the end of the demo. I'm going to try to keep it under 30 minutes here for everybody, and we'll close out with some questions too as we go. So I'm trying to keep it really light and informative at the same time. So please just use your chat window if you have anything that pops up as we go. But real quick, GPRS, we are a technology company. We're a safety company. We really, we use a bunch of different technologies to figure out what you can't see, what's underground, what's buried, what's going to be in the way. So we use ground penetrating radar, we use EMI locators, we use video pipe inspection to get into gravity sewers and be able to trace those from the surface. And once we find those utilities underground, we capture that data, and we do that in a couple different ways. We have GPS units that we go through and collect data point by point. We also have laser scanning equipment that we can actually tie into control and collect everything that's above ground and below ground to put together some really cool deliverables. Right now with our GPS type collected utilities, we go out there, find all the utilities, mark them out in paint or with our flags, and then we're going to GPS every single time. We've been doing this for the last probably 3 years now that we're mapping every single job we do. And why is that? Because SiteMap, because this is really the evolution of the deliverable that we want to provide to our clients to not only see all your jobs that we've done, but also maybe if you're a facility owner, have the opportunity to view all the work that we've done for our other clients on your property. So you still get the same deliverable that, as always, the PDF map that's automated, the KMZ that you can open up in Google Earth, the shape files that maybe you need for 811 reporting. Those are all really popular, and we don't want to change that. We just want to take that deliverable and store it in one central location for you, so you can easily share it. But then you can also view it in our map viewer, the GIS platform that we've built, which is SiteMap. SiteMap will also host links to our video pipe inspection. What you see here, this is just an example of a video on the top right, and then the actual line that we got in, and to show different defects along the route. That's a typical report that we would do with a NASCO certified report for video pipe inspection. And then as far as the laser scanning goes and the 3D modeling, the top left over here, that's actually a point cloud viewer. It also is a 3D model virtual tour that I have examples of. If people are interested in that, we can talk about that later. And you can stick around. We're going to be here for a little bit to take any questions if you wanted to see any of that type of deliverable. And then the bottom right is where we actually took those markings and that laser scan data that's tied into the survey, and we converted that all into 3D to really show you the underground as well as the above ground assets all in one Navisworks file there, and which we did Civil 3D and Revit, but yeah, we work with a lot of different variety of softwares, and happy to help with any questions that you may have regarding that. So why are we changing things? Why are we taking this world-class deliverable that we already have, that we're already capable of, and we're bringing in this SiteMap product? Well, really, like I said, this is what we see as the evolution in that deliverable, to not only provide that deliverable, but give you a single point of access that you can easily share and see all that data in one spot. Because our clients, you know, we're not only working for one client, we're working for a variety of contractors and different people on your sites. And sometimes that data can be siloed. Maybe, you know, you hired someone to install a fence. We came out and located for that fence installer, but you never saw that data. Well, SiteMap really gives you the ability to see everything in one spot, to really give you a whole view of what we found on your campus. And then finally, not all of our clients have the ability to open up certain types of files. Maybe they can't install Google Earth. Maybe they don't know how to run Revit or Civil 3D or MicroStation for that matter. This really gives a way to visualize that data that everyone can use, so it's all inclusive, to really help that collaboration between you, maybe as the facility owner or the designer, as well as the person that's installing the lines or excavating on site. You can all access that same content right from SiteMap. So the SiteMap solution, we're really trying to drive accuracy, give you a central database to store that information, enable that collaboration between all your team, not just a fragmented view and who can open up the files, but everyone, and then really be able to visualize that infrastructure all in one spot. With that, I'm going to get into the SiteMap demo. I did want to have this slide up just briefly, just to give you my information. I'll have a couple more slides like this in the future. Always happy to have a private demo. That's my job, to show you what SiteMap can do to help you, and how GPRS can help your sites be more safe and more effective with your utility locate, as well as your mapping and modeling of your assets. So the top right QR code, that'll take you to a Calendly link, and you can schedule a demo with just you and I, or you and Rhett and I, whoever really makes sense to be on that team. But if you have questions related to SiteMap and all that, there's the support website at the bottom left as well. Now, real quick, before I get into the demo, I want to make sure that people can get into the system. So if you've done work with GPRS, or GPRS has done work with you, you're going to have data in the system as long as that work's been done within the last 2 years. So in order to find out what's on your SiteMap, this is free. You can go to sitemap.com at the top left. Once you land there, you're going to click on the Go to SiteMap link, and it's going to take you to this web page. You're going to go to log in and sign up, and you feel free to do this as we go. I'm going to pause a little bit here on this next one. You'll be taken to this page, not a member, sign up now. So you're going to go ahead and click there. And then there's a series of things that we're going to have to enter there. So first you enter your email address, usually your work email, whatever email that you've received the submittal letter under is what you want to log in with. Type that there. It'll send you a verification code in your email, a little 6-digit code. Type in that verification code, come up with a password and verify that. And then last thing, this number 6, be sure to click here and agree to our terms and conditions. And this is really just a standard agreement with any kind of software that you use on the terms and use of that software. And this is really meant to be a single use login, so you won't be able to share a login between yourself and other people at your company. And the data that I'm going to show you here today, you'll be able to log in and see under your email account, but you will be able to share it, and I'll show you that, and you'll be able to export and other things that are really cool. We're really just giving you a different, more advanced way of experiencing your data. So once you fill out all this information, go ahead, this create button will turn blue, you can hit that, and then it'll take you to a telephone. You have to basically type in your telephone number, hit verify that code, and from this point forward, whenever you log in the SiteMap, you're going to be getting a 6-digit code via text message, and you won't have to mess around with this once it's created. So I'm going to let people get caught up with that a little bit, and then I'm going to switch my screens, switch gears here, and get into SiteMap. But at this point, if there's any questions, if you could please type them in the chat. I'll let Rhett talk here to see if there's anything coming in so far, and happy to take any questions at this point.
Matt,
Rhett,
we are good. There are
no
no
questions
questions currently. Nope. So we're good to go.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to keep on cruising here, and we'll get into SiteMap, and hopefully you all see how industry changing this platform is and why I'm so passionate about it. I've been working on this project for 3 years with our development team from the start, the initial concept of this platform. So it's really really great that it's getting into our clients' hands now, and I'm hope that you also see the value. All right, so when I log into SiteMap, it's going to be a little bit different than what you see. What you see on my SiteMap is over 200,000 of these blue dots on the US. What are these blue dots? Each one of those represents those submittal letters that I was talking about. Every job that you do at GPRS is utility locate. You're going to get that data mapped out in a submittal letter. It's going to be a PDF map, a KMZ, a shapefile on the submittal letter, a PDF as well. It's also going to be loaded into SiteMap, and you're going to have it here for you to access in the future. So you're not going to have to go through your emails to find that data in the future. You just log into SiteMap, and you're going to see your dots on your login. Right now, like I said, I'm looking at all of GPRS's data, and we use this as our single source of truth. So everything that we map is here in SiteMap, and we can easily get to it, see what was found by other project managers before we go out to the site. It really helps us when we're bidding projects. If we've already been to a site, maybe it's just a remark, or maybe it's a remark and just look if anything new was added or taken away. So anyway, as I zoom into a site here, I'm just gonna choose this University of Toledo. It's our sample site that we're using here that's local to me. And we use this facility as our test facility. So anytime we have new trainees come in to GPRS. You know, we have a training class every 3 weeks with 8 to 10 new people that start, and we're working at GPRS. And we have, you know, hundreds of people in the field, almost 700, I believe, or 700 total, maybe 500 in the field. So we have a number of different people coming in every week. And when they come in, we actually take them to University of Toledo, and our you know, world-class training staff walks them through the method of finding these lines, marking them out, and then actually collecting that data with your GPS so that you have it for the clients to see. So here I just zoomed in. This is actually when I zoom in, I see about 20 different dots. Those are 20 different uploads, 20 different submittal letters. I'm looking at all of those combined right now in this view when I zoom in. And now I can do some cool things. Over on the right-hand side at the top, there's a layers button. I can isolate my systems. Maybe I just want to look at my electrical systems. You know, this is really handy. Maybe you just want to see how, you know, where the line goes between your site lighting. You know, I can zoom in and I can see, you know, this line that in the GIS was a straight line between this light and this light actually does not run in a straight line. It actually runs at a little curve. And that's pretty common with these conduits. And but it's really nice to see that we actually located where it's at in space, and we documented it with GPS, and you know where it's at, so hopefully you won't hit it. And hopefully you know, everyone gets the job done more efficiently and goes home safe to their families. And that's really the goal of GPRS is to provide that level of safety and you know, assurance that, you know, we found the utility, or maybe if we didn't find the utility, we did our best to find it without non-destructive methods, or with our non-destructive methods. So maybe now you have to come back and confirm it other ways, but at least you know that we did our best to try and find it. But in here, I'm just gonna turn on all my utilities again, so you can get a unified view of all that. So if I go ahead and click on, you know, one of these lines, it's gonna pull open this attribute data. So over here, I'm actually gonna zoom in a little bit, help you guys see that. So I can see when the date of the investigation was and what the work order number was for GPRS. I can see who the technician was, the PM that found that line and when they found it. And they noted that it was 2 to 3 foot down below the surface grade. So all that information is really embedded in this line work. So we don't have to you know, worry about the notes or other things that are on top of the surface. Everything's really embedded in each feature. And you know, if we want to see the thing, you know, see those notes printed out, we can always do CAD and things like that. But really, this is meant to be a single source of truth for those points and line work data, as well as all the documents that are created. As far as those documents that we were talking about, documents are actually still available here. I just hit this menu or folder button, and this is actually filtering out to show you just the files that are in view. So this is pretty unique. It's basically using a geotagging to only show you files that are geotagged within this area. And those files that we create are automatically geotagged so that you can log in and see that data right here in the system. And also in the future, be able to add data to the system and see it geotagged and filtered here in your view. So if you have, you know, PDFs or DXF or DWG files of a building, you don't even have to know the name of it. You just zoom in, hit that folder button, it'll show you what's stored within that view. So with that, now you're probably interested. Okay, well, this is great. I can see everything online. I can get it on my cell phone. I'm out in the field. If you hit this button over here on the left, it'll actually fly you to where you're standing to see where you're at on the map and where those utilities are compared to where you're at. And again, it's going to be based on your cell phone accuracy and also the data that's on the map may be subject to however it was collected. So if it was collected with RTK, the data in the map is going to be in RTK. If it was collected with sub-meter accuracy, it's going to be sub-meter accuracy in your map. If it was a survey, we can import that data and it's going to be survey grade accuracy. So it really just depends on how that data was collected. And we have a couple different options at GPRS, obviously, on how we collect that data. But let's say you wanted to work work with this data in a different platform. Well, since this is my single source of truth, I want to grab everything right from this line work. I don't want to have to, find a file or figure out what's more current. This is my active file. This is the most current underground utility information that's available. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna define a fence. So I want to export everything within this fence into a certain file format. That's really simple. I just draw my fence with my polygon tool, go over here to export, start new export, and I have a variety of different file formats I can export to. So if I wanted to work in Google Earth, I can work in Google Earth. If I wanted to get a shape file to 811, I can get that shape file to 811. If I wanted to do something in AutoCAD or MicroStation, Revit, I would just go to my drawing exchange file, export that data, and then open that file up in that respective platform. Drawing exchange file really can be used in most CAD systems. A lot of GIS platforms can accept it as well. And if not, there's always GeoJSON, GeoPackage. Those tend to come right into any kind of GIS platform outside of SiteMap too. So there's that. Maybe I wanted to share this data. I didn't want to export it. I want people to log in and see the same data I'm looking at. Same thing. I just draw my fence. I hit my share button here, type in the person's email, and I hit share. That person can log into SiteMap, see the data on their system just like I'm looking at it here, and they'll have the same opportunity to click on the lines and get all the attribute data, export. They won't be able to share the data because you shared it with them, but at least they can see that data and you can share it to whomever you please. And there are some options with subscriptions where if you wanted to have more of a team viewer or different ways to share automatically, those are some things that we can talk about. If you wanted to schedule a special demo, we can obviously sit down and talk about different types of packages that we have. Even the ability to import data, import drone imagery, import PDFs that you may have as a background layer. Those are all future options that'll be part of a subscription offering that we would have. But again, I'm focusing mostly on just this free personal viewer that everyone has access to, and all you have to do is have a GPRS job under your account in order to view that, or have someone share it with you in order to use the system. So now I want to just isolate one job. So I don't want to look at all these 20 different jobs. I just want to see what they found on one specific day. I go ahead, I just click one of the blue dots and load that. And it shows me just that engagement. So it shows me a boundary that was collected, as well as everything that was found underground utility wise within that boundary. And so it's not, you're not looking at 20 different jobs, you're just looking at that one day. And maybe you're scanning the same site over a number of weeks, and you're adding lines, you're removing lines. You can really see with each one of those engagements how that data is being added or taken away from the map by loading each individual job. Now maybe I want to print this. So if I hit the little printer button, go to my show print box, I can change it to maybe state plane coordinate system 11/17 is pretty popular. And I want to fit everything on my screen there. So I'll just choose something that will fit. 240 works. And then there's this grid print. So what is grid print? That would be your northing and easting lines would be actually printed on the sheet over top of the image so that you can see that on the PDF or the JPEG. So maybe some people don't have Adobe, maybe they're working on their phone. JPEG is a lot easier to open. So I'm gonna go ahead and just print that to a JPEG. I can email that to someone that's in the field, or I can use it for whatever my use is. And it's just gonna take a second to process and save, and I can show you what that looks like here once that's done loading. But really the point is any engagement that GPRS does on site, we're gonna map it, we're gonna upload it to the cloud. It's gonna be saved in SiteMap, and you're gonna have the ability to access that data, whether you ordered it or whether some other vendor that works at your facility ordered it. You can actually have access to that data through SiteMap. So here's my PDF that was printed. You see that stylized with the border, has the legend, northing and easting lines. There's really a gray faint line that may be difficult for some people to see here, but you can see the northing and easting of where that's located based on that state plane coordinate system. So really a nice, easy way to print exactly what you want at the exact scale you want. I know that's one of the complaints that we have as far as our automated deliverable is sometimes the scale of the PDF is hard to read. Maybe, well, let's go to 40 scale. I can do the same thing. I can print in higher detail exactly what I want just by moving that box and printing it again. And anybody can do this. You don't have to be a CAD tech. You don't have to have special software to do this. It's really meant to be, like I said, an all-inclusive system that's easy to use and is available online for you whenever you need it. I'll just do one, and that'll just show the blow up of that area that I just printed there. Obviously, the background that we're using, it's Mapbox background imagery. So if you had a drone image or other things like that, we do have the ability to add that as a background. This is just our standard background image that we use that's included with our premium or our personal account. Any of our paid subscriptions, they will have the ability to show that background imagery as either a plan sheet or a drone image or importing vector line work from a CAD file or KMZ or shapefile. Really, it's meant to be an all-inclusive system there that you can bring any kind of file in. Then how often are the satellite images updated? I see that from Nate. I appreciate that. Yeah, so it really depends on Mapbox. We don't really have any control over that. Some sites, they were updated a week ago, and other sites it may be a year and a half or 2 years ago. But we always have that ability with the subscription to bring in that drone imagery, which we can then time when we want to capture that. So thanks for that question. That's really what I had. There is a help menu here if you have questions and you want to do some self-help. There's some frequently asked questions that you can go through. There's also a number of training videos that you can go and watch. And again, my job is to really get you all interested in SiteMap and into the system and using it. So if you wanted me to meet with your teams, I'm happy to do that. We don't charge for that. That's just part of my job. So if you wanted to reach out, please do. And I'm going to put up my closing slide here. just so that if you did want to schedule a demo, there's that QR code in the top right that's going to take you to my Calendly, and you can schedule that on whatever is more convenient for you. And then if you missed the SiteMap login, you can go ahead and scan this bottom left QR code. It's going to take you to that sitemap.com, so you can start doing your login process. And again, here's my email and support email. If you're in the system and you have questions, or if you're interested in what our subscription offerings are, or if you have some issues seeing your data, even things like that, feel free to reach out to either one of those emails.
Matt, I did get a couple questions.
Sure, yeah.
So one of the questions was, is there a mobile app associated?
That's a great question. So there is a mobile app, but right now it's in beta testing. We're hoping that can be released here, late this quarter, possibly fourth quarter of this year. I don't really know a hard date on that, but you can access all this data right on the web, and the web version is pretty friendly. Obviously, the iOS and the Android versions probably going to be a little bit more robust for you once those are released, but we will have those options as part of our personal viewer and any subscription viewers that we have as well.
Another question was, is the description tab that pops out, can you edit that?
So right now it just includes items that GPRS has collected. We will have the ability to edit those and add your own client layer, map your own lines, but those will all be part of a subscription offering. Right now, everything that's available right now is a viewer only, and subject to anything that GPRS has collected on our own layers only. So we do have a few subscriptions available, but they're all viewer only right now. As we start getting these betas tested and ready to release, there'll be more options available. Great.
Now, I think the last question was kind of married to that one. Can I add my own data to the platform?
Yeah, that's a great question. Right now, you cannot add your own data. In the future, yes, you will be able to. We actually do have a few project subscriptions that we've sold where we're in the process of bringing the client's data in for them. So it takes us a little bit of time to do that, but it's not too bad. They actually ordered a CAD as well. So as they're mapping data, we're mapping data. So we actually went out, mapped the whole site. They came back and they're mapping lines as they go in so that they can hopefully not hit themselves in a month after they forget about it, that's actually installed. Because they're giving us their data, we're adding it to our CAD and keeping that up to date for them. So that is a service that we can provide, but right now you won't be able to do that yourself in SiteMap.
Well, I wanted to piggyback off of Matt. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on to our webinar. We are going to have these weekly. So if you do have any more questions, the page up right now, you can scan the QR code. And I really appreciate everybody hanging on. And you will get an email here shortly with that gift card that we kind of mentioned throughout this webinar. So again, thank you very much. I'm going to sign off, but if anybody has any questions, you can always send us any kind of questions.
Yeah, I do see one more question there from Chuck. Yeah, we will be sending out the recording shortly after this, so you'll be receiving that. And again, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to jump on a call. Like I said, this is my job is to show off SiteMap and get you all excited about it. So please, thank you for attending and enjoy your coffee. And hopefully we can talk again soon.